20 guests, million-dollar dresses, and enough sequins to blind an island, but not everyone came to slay. Some came to scare. This is Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's wedding, and we're counting down the best and worst dressed, from fashion royalty to full-on fashion felonies. It wasn't just a wedding. It was a billionaire-sized spectacle set in the glimmering canals of Venice, where style was supposed to meet sophistication. But instead, it gave us crop tops, sequin horror shows, and one very unfortunate diaper situation. Let's get into it. We're starting from the bottom, where taste went to die, and climbing all the way to the bride herself. Because some of these people looked like money, and others looked like they owe money to their stylist. Okay, let's quickly get into a few fashion experiments that didn't quite go as planned. Those bold choices that made us pause, squint, and maybe scratch our heads a little. Fashion is all about risk, but hey, not every risk lands on the runway of glory. Kim Kardashian, the Balenciaga Confusion Parade. Kim Kardashian, ladies and gentlemen, normally the queen of sleek minimalism. But this time, she pulled up in what can only be described as an identity crisis wrapped in designer logos. A crop top bandeau combo that did nothing for her. A skirt with Balenciaga plastered on it like a billboard. Python print boots and glasses that screamed Matrix meets garage sale. And oh, a zip-up hoodie to really confuse everyone. She looked like she got dressed in the dark inside a Balenciaga storage unit. Money can buy you couture, but not clarity. And let's not forget the color palette. 50 shades of why though. It's like every piece was fighting for attention and losing. The boots said dominatrix. The hoodie said high school PE. And the skirt just screamed for help. Honestly, it felt like she lost a bet with North. You could tell the outfit cost a fortune, but looked like it was assembled on a dare. Khloe Kardashian. Khloe showed up ready for a safari, except this wasn't the jungle, it was a wedding. A leopard print jumpsuit, tight, loud, and unflattering. On one hand, a Stanley Cup, in the other, a pink $300,000 Louis Vuitton handbag. Listen, Khloe, just because you can wear something doesn't mean you should. A tailored blazer could have saved this look, but nope, she went full-on fashion chaos. You've got to admire the confidence. If only the outfit had half as much. The jumpsuit hugged her like it had a personal vendetta. And the print? Somewhere between Tarzan chic and Vegas showgirl on PTO. The metallic sheen didn't help, unless her goal was to reflect direct sunlight into people's eyes. Honestly, she looked like she was dressed for a themed party no one else was invited to. And let's not even unpack the platform heels. The Stanley Cup accessory was a mood, though. Hydration over humiliation, maybe? Overall, the outfit said, "Hear me roar," but all we heard was, "Why?" At least the handbag got its moment. That pink Louis carried the whole look and probably her regrets. Diane von Furstenberg. Diane, a legend, a designer, a woman who gave us the wrap dress. And yet she showed up in pajamas. Yes, in Venice, at the Bezos wedding. It looked like she got a little too comfy in her suite, missed the dress code memo, and said, they'll understand. We love Diane. But this wasn't sleepwear chic. It was just sleepy. The silk set looked like it came straight from the hotel gift shop. Button-down top, wide-legged bottoms, all the energy of a canceled Zoom call. And the print? Some abstract swirl that screamed, "I was on sale." She accessorized with what looked like house slippers in disguise. Bold move for marble floors. Even her clutch seemed confused. Like, am I going to dinner or bedtime stories? Not a single statement piece. Just soft resignation in garment form. Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner said Dolce & Gabbana, but make it suffocating. A full-length, long-sleeved leopard print gown in humid Venice. Add huge D and G earrings, oversized sunglasses, and you've got a look that says, "I'm sweating, but fabulously." It was giving. Cruella de Vil on vacation. Respect the glam, but this one felt like too much costume, not enough cool. The dress clung like it had a personal vendetta against airflow. You could almost hear it whisper, "You won't be breathing tonight." The neckline was high, the sleeves were long, and the fabric looked thick enough to insulate a villa. And those earrings? Gorgeous but heavy. You could practically hear her earlobes begging for mercy. The sunglasses were half Hollywood, half witness protection. Honestly, it looked less like an outfit and more like a heat stroke waiting to happen. If the goal was to intimidate the sun, she succeeded. And sure, she matched the theme, but sometimes the theme needs boundaries. It was more leopard queen at the opera than elegant mother of the bride. We get it. Chris doesn't do subtle things. But this was giving luxury jungle fever. In the end, she owned it. But at what cost? Probably hydration. Sydney Sweeney. Sydney, you're stunning. You've got the range. But that first look? It was a fashion diaper. Sorry, we said it. Long sides, an awkward cut in the front, and the whole thing looked like a toddler's first couture moment. It gave an avant-garde baby shower, and not in a good way. The material looked stiff, like it couldn't decide if it wanted to be a napkin or a curtain. And the cut? Unforgiving in all the wrong places, like fashion's version of a practical joke. It somehow managed to shorten her frame and elongate confusion. And don't get us started on the hemline geometry. It had the symmetry of a crooked paper snowflake. But then, redemption. She pulled herself out of the couture chaos and into a soft pink moment for the main ceremony. It was elegant, safe, and sweet. The kind of dress that politely whispers, "I'm back." Was it daring? Number did it need to be? After the fashion misstep heard around the lagoon, this second look was a welcome palate cleanser. The fit was better, the vibe was lighter, and she finally looked like herself, just with fewer angles and fabric crimes. In the end, she went from fashion felony to gently forgiven. We saw the fall, we saw the recovery. Sydney's arc was real. Mystery investor's wife. We don't know her name, but we do know her earrings were fighting each other. One pink, one blue. Girl, pick a side. Her husband looked dapper. She looked like she got caught in a glitter tornado at Hobby Lobby. The colors clashed like rival cheer squads. Her dress? Sequins on sequins with flower appliques. It was trying so hard to be avant-garde, but ended up looking like a craft project that exploded. We may not know her name, but we'll never forget that outfit, no matter how hard we try. Vittoria Chiretti. Vittoria's dress could have been a moment. Instead, it looked like it had been mauled by a paper shredder. Tight from top to knees, then suddenly, poof! A confused trumpet-style flare at the bottom. The chaos was real. It was the kind of silhouette that said, "I started strong but panicked halfway through." The fabric was stiff, almost crunchy, like it resented being part of the design. And the color, a washed-out beige that did her no favors. More office file folder than fashion goddess. She moved like she was negotiating with the dress. One wrong step and the whole thing might revolt. The neckline was trying to be daring, but instead just looked accidental. It was a gown built on potential, then drowned in poor execution. Later, she wore a classic black dress with a simple necklace. Elegant, but boring. A look so safe, it might have come with insurance. Clean lines, yes. But almost too clean, sterile, like a mannequin at a department store. It felt like she was playing defense, not taking risks. And for someone with model-level jeans and access to couture, that's practically a crime. These are the queens, and one bride, who brought style, grace, and jaw-dropping looks to Venice. Kendall Jenner. Kendall did not come to play. She came to glow. Wearing Lorraine Schwartz jewelry, we're talking massive emeralds that could hypnotize you, paired with a sleek black dress. She looked like old Hollywood met futuristic royalty. Simple silhouette, maximum impact. A rare moment where restraint screamed louder than sequins. Queen Rania of Jordan. Queen Rania walked in and reminded everyone what real elegance looks like. Her multicolored gown was delicate, filled with sparkles and flower appliques like spring had been woven into fabric. She didn't need to be loud. Her grace did all the talking. 10 out of 10. God save the queen. Khloe Kardashian. Wait, Khloe again. Yes, because while her jumpsuit was a disaster, her second look, redemption. Decked in Lorraine Schwartz diamonds, her dress was constructed like a sculpture. Elegant, architectural, and honestly, a little jaw-dropping. See what happens when you fire the leopard and hire the glam? The neckline was sharp, but sophisticated. Think power meets poise. The fabric shimmered just enough to whisper luxury without screaming for attention. Her makeup was flawless, her hair slicked back like she meant business. This was red carpet energy at a wedding, and somehow it worked. If fashion is storytelling, this was her plot twist. Ivanka Trump. Ivanka knew Venice is hot and humid, so she arrived in a cool cropped top and skirt, hair in a ponytail with a half bun. Smart, clean, casual chic. But then came the transformation. A pink Tony Ward gown with flower detailing that looked like spring came alive. Then a cherry blossom dress that was feminine and majestic. A black strapless mini with embellishments. And a red gown that screamed luxury. This woman packed a weekend capsule wardrobe of dreams. She didn't just serve looks. She curated a fashion arc. If anyone understood the assignment, it was Ivanka. No chaos, no confusion, just elegance, elevated. Every change of clothes was like a mic drop in chiffon. Lauren Sanchez. The bride herself had multiple moments, but let's start with the first look. A jaw-dropping gold dress straight from Schiaparelli's Spring 2025 couture collection. It was bold, loud, dripping in drama. Paired with diamond earrings and that massive engagement ring, it said, "Yes, I'm marrying the richest man in the world. Do try to keep up." Then came the 1950s glam. A head wrap, a perfectly sculpted look, very Grace Kelly meets futuristic yacht goddess. Her wedding dress was reminiscent of Lady Kitty Spencer's wedding gown, also Dolce & Gabbana, but this one had an attitude. It was powerful, understated, and undeniably unforgettable. But the best look of the entire weekend? Her final one-shoulder black gown with silver embellishments striped down the fabric. Cool, flashy, but never over the top. She didn't just marry Jeff Bezos, she married the moment. So, there you have it. Some served couture, some served chaos, and one person served diaper realness. But what's a billionaire wedding without a little fashion controversy? Congratulations to Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. And to everyone who wore leopard, please let it rest. If you loved this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more fashion tea, and let us know in the comments. Who was your best and worst dressed of the weekend?